Okay, well, hello everyone and Team Abundance. We are so excited. Just came back from an amazing conference out in Indianapolis, and today is October the 23rd. We are just really looking forward to what is coming down the pike. For the purpose of this call, we want to make it Julie and I share just some of our key nuggets, our takeaways in light of a book that I know I've been working on, and some of you have here recently, and some great podcasts, shameless plug here, with The One Thing with Gary Keller, who's the head of Keller and Williams Realty, but some really, really great visioneering and looking at kind of goal setting to the now. What's the one thing that I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary is kind of the theme of that. So what we'd like to do for today's call, though, is share just some key one things. Like, what is your one thing? What's that one thing that's going to knock down that first domino, that's going to start a chain reaction of amazing energy, amazing results, and just some incredible momentum getting us into the holiday season, into the new year, and then on to Phoenix, to our next conference in 6 months in April. So the big takeaway for me, and just to back up, so we will be sharing in here there'll be some conference recaps that will be more like an hour Zoom that will be all the little nuggets of that. But for the purpose of this, I'm wanting folks who attended, and then for us, Julie and I, we're going to share kind of more on a higher level of like, here's our bigger one thing where we're wanting to go as a team. Okay, so stay tuned for that if you'd like to get more of the drill down details. We will send that out shortly. Okay.
And a lot of them are on Team Abundance. If you didn't see the Facebook post, you can see there's a lot of updates that are on there already too.
And nuggets that are there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So the first thing of my big takeaway that I came away with, and as JJ and I spent some time on Sunday morning just rehashing and recapping on some things, is I feel like sometime over this past maybe year or so, sometimes we are really focusing on next levels with team members in terms of recruiting, sponsoring, sponsor checklists, bringing on new team. And I really I'm feeling led that we as a team really need to back it up and focus on customer care. Because if we are not 100% really, really solid on our excellent customer care, really helping our customers embrace whether it's one simple change, or it may be Shred program, it may be the new Omegas, right? It may be Tower Gardens. So we have all of these different doors within our healthy living revolution to walk through. But if we get really, really good at getting systems in place that everyone is very clear, we have a similar language that we're using, as we go forward in building customer bases, that's where we're going to build, as Julie will talk about in a little bit, build our jackpot businesses, right? So I'm wanting to just reel it back and really focus on our foundation of building solid customers. And for so many of us, I know that may be on here or that you may be catching the recording, you may already have, some really great customer bases. And I mean, many of you may have 40, 50, 60, 70, I don't know, Nana Viv, what she may be up to here. She's usually our leader of the pack when it comes to customers, but many of you already have really, really solid customer bases. So some of the language that I'd been playing around with here today was looking at Juice Plus. Like, what does my family do? We do Juice Plus 5 a day. For about $5.50 a month, I do the Juice Plus 5 a day plan. And you say, oh, well, what is 5 a day? You ask. Great question. My 5 a day is I'm taking my capsules, which consist of my fruits, my veggies, my berry, and my omega blend. And then I do a plant-based whole food shake per day. Okay, so that's and for those that remember back, like the 5 a day for better health, and we can that's really what I'm kind of playing off of. This is my Juice Plus 5 a day for better health, in that it's fruits, veggies, berries, omega, and 1 plant-based shake a day. And that we're getting, I don't know, over 50 some plant foods for about, and including one meal, for about $5 a day. And you can even say, I don't even think they have the $5 foot longs, maybe seasonally, can you even get a meal for $5 a day? But yet we are flooding our body with this amazing routine of nutrition, and our families to build an incredible nutritional support piece. So that is one area that I'm thinking, and we may play around with that, but helping our customers, especially those who have a customer base, get that 5-a-day experience. Okay, so we're going to be putting out information that's going to help you reach out to get those omega customers. And that, to me, if you have someone that is maybe already on the trio fruit veggie berry blend, the omega might actually be the easier piece, probably is, because they're just adding 2 more capsules to their existing routine. And then the shakes, if they haven't already done that, it'll take a little bit more, of them getting in a routine of doing a shake. But I will, by and large, say even folks that who have not ever found a shake that they loved, they love the complete shakes, and they love the ingredient profile. They love the simplicity. And as Melissa Peugeot, I know we talked about this on the plane home, this is all at it's very fairly priced. Okay, so $5.50 a day to get all of that fabulous nutrition backed by the science and the research and the integrity of the Juice Plus company at a fair price, right? A really, really fair price. So, and what that though lends us to, as I look back over the years, or almost 20 years now in the business, when I run across someone and I may say something about Juice Plus, and they may say, "Oh, well, I tried that," or usually it's like, "Oh, well, why you're not eating it now? Well, why not?" It just kept coming, and it kept coming, and my pantry got stocked, and I just canceled it, and I don't know, we didn't get in a good routine. I didn't feel like I was in control of it. More than anything, it's not that they didn't like the product or had any problem with it. It was because, and I apologize, I'm like, I am so sorry that your representative did not provide you with excellent customer care. That is one thing myself and my team, we really pride ourselves on, is doing customer care to the plus. Okay.
Sometimes I don't, so we all make mistakes.
Yes. No, and myself included. Again, it's not.
But from here on,
yes, but that is
customer care plus.
Customer care plus, right? That's what we want to focus on. The JP 5-a-day way, right? That they're eating all the products, and that we're providing customer care to the plus, right? Meaning that we have systems in place. And it's kind of like when we talk about our levels and such, we say, well, we can have a qualified business, and that's like maybe C-level activity. What's that A+ customer care plus level? What does that look like? Well, yes, it's connecting in or going through our connection record form with them. It's finding out why did they get started, but it's also making sure, did they get in a routine? Are they taking it? Okay, right, full transparency, as I was doing a follow-up call, at least I was doing the call, and she's like, "Oh, but I still have 2 bottles left." I'm like, "Really? For you and your son and your children's study?" She's like an 18-year-old. And I'm like, well, she's like, "I took it every day for 4 months, just like you said." I said, "Well, how many were you taking a day?" "Well, 1 of each." And I'm like, oh, dear Lord. Okay. Shame on me. I was like, well, did you read your bottle where it says 2 a day? But again, for whatever reason, and when I followed up with her, and even looking back at notes, yes, I said, "Are you taking it regularly?" Yes, I am. But I didn't specifically say, "How many are you taking?" So just simple things like that. That's just, should not happen if we're doing customer care to the plus. But so letting them know, checking in at minimum 3 times, and then before their next shipment. But we want to take it to the plus and look at all the great videos and things that are coming out. Are we scheduling it in? Are we time blocking in our month to do our customer care, to maybe send a new video that came out to all of our customers? Are we using, if you're on Android, your distribution list, or Hey You, if you're on Apple, where you can have all your customers in there and be able to really love on them and make sure they're getting a great customer experience, because they are going to stay customers for life, because we know that they're going to get a great experience, but then they're also going to give you referrals. And then when you do have those new team members that come on, you're going to feel very, very comfortable in helping share that system and helping them get their customers. And so that was my big nugget. And so that you can stay tuned. We'll be putting teams and such together to help kind of ferret this out and bring this message to our Team Abundance masses here. But that is what I am most excited about. And Julie, do you want me to touch on the postcards, or the sticky notes, or do you want to touch on?
I can, but if we want, do we want other people to, maybe, I'd love to hear other people. They can share it. We can tie it back up.
Okay, that sounds perfect. Okay, and I will mute. I love you guys, but we're so excited about going forward here. Thanks.
Janelle or Mary, Viv, Heather, any of you want to unmute yourself and share your favorite takeaway?
Okay, I'm unmuted. So I think my big takeaway, and even though I think I do good customer care, is the three-way call. Letting Julie or Christy call with me. I have customers who've been with me 14 years, and I don't know that I've ever really thanked them for being my customer. You know, they're loyal, and I just think I'm taking them for granted. So I think that three-way call to them, letting one of you guys validate, and then I need to get good at doing it for my team members. And Mary and I talked about that when we were driving home. Yes, her customers are new, but let's do calls with them and just say thank you. And then I can validate Mary and just tell them, how much Mary cares about them. Because I think when the training on the three-way call, it's about building those relationships. And I have never been good about doing the three-way call. So that is my one big takeaway that I need to get much better at.
Yep.
And that was trained on definitely in a big, big way with Chris Droves and how they are duplicating 100 clubs, not just getting to 2,000 pluses. So yes, that is the magic. That is the magic of our business, is the power of two to influence a third is exponential, synergistic. So yes, Viv, I love it.
Janelle, I know you were unmuting.
I think the thing that kept just jumping out the whole weekend was how Juice Plus is a catalyst for change. And it just over and over. And the more I've thought about it, it's like, it's a catalyst for change in so many different areas. I mean, just as a product, just catalyst for wanting to eat healthier. And the meaning of catalyst is an agent that provokes or speeds significant change or action. And so, but then I thought it's even a catalyst for as we talk about personal growth, the business being a catalyst for our own growth. But then just the whole, I love the JP lifestyle. It's just a different lifestyle. It's of health and thinking differently. So I think that's the thing that stuck out the most for me, of just belief. I guess it's belief, really enforcing my belief in the product, the company, what I'm doing, and how I love it. And just, yeah, and the other thing I loved is the part where it said, I help you build your business with team. Just there was a big you in the middle, but it was, I help you, and then you build your business. And I just like that, the ownership mentality. For me, ownership of my business, but then also helping my team members and new team members embrace that ownership.
Yep. That's awesome. Mary, do you have a takeaway you want to share? I can unmute. You got it.
Like Viv, the three-way call. We've been bad about that. Yes. And I'm still learning. So that's something I want to improve. I think I do a good job of customer care, but there's room for improvement. I just got off an 1.5-hour call with a customer who has had some financial issues and has dropped out for a time while she tries to straighten out her finances. But yeah, three-way calls. And I encouraged her, just find something that you can do that's simple and make one simple change.
Yeah.
And
even during financial strife, like that's something where if my mom was on the phone, she could easily say, I feel really compelled. I care about your financial health as much as your physical health. And this is a way that you could maybe lock arms with Mary. And if you share with a few people, you could get your Juice Plus paid for, because under financial stress, your health is even worse, and yada,
Yes.
yada, yada. So,
Yes,
yeah,
I encouraged her in that way. She wants to retire. She turned 65 in April. She wants to retire from her stressful job, which doesn't help her health at all.
yeah,
And so I encourage her to pray and think about it.
yep,
Don't do it just because I do, but think about it. Pray.
yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Very good. And Heather, I don't know if you can unmute or not. You may be at work. So we may not hear Heather's one thing she can share on Voxer. But yes, I think, and I just want to elaborate. Christy and JJ had an amazing mastermind time yesterday, and they were sending me a bunch of messages, and it's super exciting. But when she talks about that customer care plus, and many of you on this line are even hearing it, even some of our brand new people already have a significant customer base. And I already know, like, I have 5 Omega orders that I need to place. I just have to get credit card numbers, because a lot of people are spending money on an Omega already, or they're spending money on a shake mix. And we know ours is better, and it's actually cheaper than a lot of the things on the market. So JJ and Christy ran the numbers, and just a few little things just to share. If you look at getting, to me, I think moving forward, the trio is our base. So I know, considering a shred, we have those package options, and I think we're going to be seeing more visuals produced that we can use that are different bundles of things, but it's like trio is the main thing. So my kind of number one thing that I heard at conference too, and that I've been studying and learning from the Australian teams and stuff lately, is 24 trios. And we heard that in several trainings at conference. The wishing well training that I loved. So 24 trios is something that's the base, and the timing is up to everyone, but you want to try to work toward 24 trios. And if you look at 24 trios for a VF would be $378 a month. But if a VF has 24 of the 5 a day, the JP way, it's $840 a month with the addition of Omega and the 1 shake a day. So if they're spending $160 a month, the trio and Omega is $101 a month. That's a great price point for someone to get amazing nutrition, your fruits, veggies, berries, and Omega. And that's one thing that Christy also kind of picked up. Instead of orchard, garden, vineyard, that doesn't mean as much to people. Say fruits, veggies, berries, Omega. So that's 101. And then we know 1 shake a day is like $60 a month. So like $160 a month replaces 1 meal a day. That's that $550 a day that Christy was talking about. So if you have 24 people doing that, that's $840. Many of you work up to 40 customers. And so if there's a VF that has 40 customers doing the 5 a day, the JP way thing, it's $1,430 a month, you guys. That's great. That's a great paycheck. $1,430 a month to get 40 customers. So if they just want the 24, it's $840. If they're doing 40 customers, it's $1,430. As a sales coordinator, just off your customer base, not counting what you're making in commission, if you have 24 customers doing the 5 a day the way thing, it's $1,044. If you have 40, it's $1,740 a month, just off your customer base. So it's pretty exciting. And when Christy talks about, we want to put some systems and help you guys learn how to expand your existing customer base to add those products, that's the financial win of it, which is pretty fantastic. And if you're a sales coordinator with just the 24 trios, then just the trios, your check would be $456 a month just off your own customers. Clearly, as a sales coordinator, you're going to be making other commissions and things like that, but that's where that is. So my takeaway, it's interesting what perspective you have. So how many of you have heard of the book, The Energy Bus? I know Janelle had read it, and some of you, yeah. I read that on the way to conference. So it's funny how it shaped what I took in at conference too. And kind of a big thing I kept thinking is it talks about enthusiasm is what gets people to join your bus, and love keeps them there. And I really feel like we as a team need to do a better job from a customer care standpoint, having that enthusiasm about our mission and what we have to offer people to get them to join our revolution as a customer, and then love on them to keep them there. And from a team perspective, we need to have more enthusiasm about what we really are a part of and this movement, to have people want to join us, and the love that then keeps them there. And that's for all of us. Like Christy and I cannot do that alone. And I know with Team Abundance, we're small but mighty in some ways, but we are part of a much bigger family when you look at the entire Buster Genie Orr organization. And I feel like we need to have a lot more pride. We are part of a founding fathers organization. Not all the founding fathers ever even worked in the field and have a team out there. You know, when you look at the statue at the home office and it has 4 names on it, I mean, one of them's Jay, right? Christy, I think, you know, it's like, it's there. Some of them were only executives, but we get to be part of Buster and Jeannie. And it just really touched me this weekend. They're not always going to be around, and Nyla's not always going to be around, but what kind of legacy are we really building to leave for them? And so Christy and I have talked with Stacy Zacher. She's another NMD that's part of the Buster Genie Orr. And so we just, you know, we're wanting to embrace our bigger family and make it more fun and enthusiastic and loving, other than just the monthly calls we're on as leaders that Christy and I are on, and then a lunch at every conference. There's so much more energy that could be poured into and come out of those events for our team to feel proud of being something bigger. So on a small level, we want to create an environment, you guys, that people want to be on our team calls and want to be a part of this, because we want to learn and grow and pour into each other. So we'll ask, you know, everyone, we're changing up, as you've heard on some things. We're going to have less calls that hopefully more people can commit to being on. You know, that it may not be the most optimal time for you, but hopefully once a month you could plug in for 30 minutes and carve out that time to be there with your energy. And then, you know, sharing ideas and everything too. And then in our smaller group stuff, you know, the biggest thing at conference was like that 24 trios. And I know Betty Tucker, if she could be on, the one thing she would share with all of you was an example that was given to us that our team, I think, is going to adopt in some way, with Post-it notes. That when someone gets started, you have them put 24 Post-it notes on the back of a door or a wall or a whiteboard or something somewhere. And they want to write in the names of 24 trio customers that they end up getting. So it's just super fun. And Christy and I have even toyed with, like, maybe for any new team member that pops up on our virtual office, we'll send them a little welcome note to Team Abundance and send them a Post-it note pack and say, you know, just say, Angie, it's someone on your team. So I would say, Angie will explain what the Post-it notes are for. But, you know, they'll be introduced to us sooner. And that's one big thing too, is you guys getting people connected with Christy and me, getting them connected to our team call on Voxer and Facebook so that they know they're part of something bigger. It's, again, that whole energy bus thing. Like, they have to know they're part of something bigger than just them and you. And that's something I really feel like we could improve on, is feeling part of a movement. And everyone in our team can feel very confident and proud at conference. I mean, the Healthy Living Revolution resources, the Freedom Revolution from a business standpoint, it's amazing what we have to share. You can read, Christy and I didn't want to do a recap call and read all of our notes to you. You can see them on Team Abundance. There's lots of notes in the Facebook post. But there's so many resources, from the Start Strong for kids to on Healthy Living Revolution, even better and more education, and I'm spacing, the cookbook, like moving the Revolution Recipe Cookbook to the Resource Center because they're going to have seasonal cookbooks every quarter. Like, just there's so much, you guys, that our customers and our prospects can feel value added. We just have to bring it, you know? I mean, we need to know that we are changing lives and doing it in a really powerful way. So that was kind of going into conference. My whole thing was kind of like what we're missing right now, but what I need each of you to help bring, and how we also are part of a much bigger family. So from a tactical standpoint, that 24 trios, I think that's the base. So we're on that shred form. The basic was just the shake mix. I get that for a shred, but for the general customer and what I want to help people count, 24 trios. I mean, it's 24 trios. They can get them as fast or slow as they want. Now we know the numbers, and we will also cast vision that if it's really the 5 a day, the JP way, with Omega and shakes also, the income and the impact on their health is even exponential. But the basic is 24 trios. So they start with 3, you know, and then it's add 5 more. So all the language around HLP and 2000 plus, where I think we start to lose people, that's all going to naturally happen. Just to wrap up, to cast a little vision, and we don't have it all fleshed out exactly how we want to do it all, but ultimately what Australia is doing is these jackpot businesses is what they call it. And there are that's what they call when you have 24 trio orders. When you are self-qualified, we heard at conference, the wishing well training, that you ask people up front, like, so where do you see yourself? And I love that verbiage, and I hope we can get that verbiage from that presentation, because I think asking people up front and meeting them where they are and knowing that they just want to do the HLP, or they want to get the 24 orders, or they want to really build a team, we would know then how to work with them. But for those who at least want to do the $500 a month income, that's what we're going to teach them, is the 24 Post-it notes and getting 24. So I think having some fun with it, instead of it just always being like a qualified business, blah, blah, blah. It's a jackpot business, you guys. It is never leaving money on the table. Because when you have that, you're picking up the extra 5%. That's building a business that is going to pay you for your life. And we need to teach that. The promotions and the structure will all come. So you guys, you know, it's telling your new people that for the first 6 to 8 weeks, we want to lock arms with you and help you get 24 orders that are going to change 24 lives. Okay. And from there, all this business becomes is a teaching business. And the beauty is there's not a limit on how many people you can teach to do what you just did. So we all can love on people and get customers. The important thing is keeping the drain closed, so the customer care part and loving on them. And then it's just teaching people to do that same thing. From a financial aspect, I know I've shared this with a few of you, but there are many NMDs who are just 12 Club, who are making $4,000 to $5,000 a month. There are also a lot of people. I mean, this one NMD in Australia, she has 4 people on her team who are 39 Club. They're not NMDs yet. They're making $15,000 to $20,000 a month, you guys, because they got a jackpot business of 24 trios at a minimum and taught 39 other people to do that. And they're earning $15,000 to $20,000 a month. Okay. Now that changes lives. And all they did was change 24 lives and teach others to do the same. So I think instead of getting confused in everything, let's just go back. It's what JJ said years ago. Dumb it down, ladies. And at that time, 40 customers, because it was just Orchard Garden. You know, it was like, get 40 orders, and teach others to do it. It's what JJ said 15 years ago. But I think we need to get back to that and the heart and the mission behind it. But it is an important part of it. So that's kind of the simple thing, is 24 trio orders. And we know what the numbers look like. If you're really with your existing customers, make sure they all know about Complete and Omega also. Or if they came in the door with just Complete, or you're going to have a lot of people come in the door, you guys, with just Omega. I guarantee it. I think 3 of the new orders I need to place, they are not using any other Juice Plus products right now, but they saw my Facebook post and they're like, yeah, I want the Omegas, because they're already buying a fish oil. So now they're going to be in our Healthy Living Revolution support group, and we all can drip and love on them. And, you know, they'll probably add other products too. So that's kind of the direction that I see we need to go, is simple, you know, simplifying it down, but with a lot of enthusiasm and love. So yeah.
And then just a final thought. I know at church we've been going through looking at what our spiritual gifts are. And so just thinking from the Bible that we are all one member of the same team, just whether it's at your church community or in our team abundance, but really looking at like, what do you feel like individually? What are your gifts? What are your strengths? How are you going to help edify and build up team abundance to make us a greater team? You know, many of us, we've background maybe with kids in sports or husbands and such, but to look at, like, you know, it's not just out on the football field where there's one quarterback and that's like, well, why didn't he win the game? You know, it's not just the Julie and Christy show, right? It is, we are a team because we all of us, every single one of us has a part to play in that. And we want to know, as you are going through and thinking about, okay, what is an area of my business that really jazzes me up? And let's have you rise up and really, you know, bring that part, be that hand, be that foot, be that heart. You know, maybe you're an ear, right? You're a great listener, and we can use that, and the whole team can be edified and move forward and create even more enthusiasm when we allow you to rise up and to help just really grow those gifts and to help mentor and bring those gifts, you know, into our new team members that come along. So again, if you don't know that, we definitely would love to help you to search that out and find that. But again, I think as a team looking at this jackpot business, or even I call it like it's a freedom business, right? And even with our tower gardens, more amazing things, we didn't even touch on those, but thinking about, you know, tower farms, it's like, it's a freedom farm, right? It's like the Victory Garden back in the day, that these are like, we are creating freedom from health and from sickness. We are creating a freedom revolution around the world. So definitely what we have with the launch calls coming out, duplicating that, and definitely you guys, you hit it home. I know so many of you have said doing those connection calls. It's not about going out one by one. That is not a biblical principle. It is 2 by 2 by 2. And if you're doing it one by one, you're not going to get the same results. And you're, in fact, you know, we're hurting people if we do that. If we go out and try to, and plus it's just, it's too much pressure on you, and it's too much pressure on that new person if that's what we are modeling is a 1 by 1 by 1 business. And again, we don't have the synergy. The synergy, it's a biblical principle. It is a relationship principle. It's a truth principle. It applies to every aspect of our life and our business. Even to Dr. Du Bois presenting on Thursday night about Juice Plus, we know from a very cellular level in our fruits and vegetables, they have research coming out when we add the omegas on, those fat soluble vitamins that are in those Juice Plus products, some of our nutrients are fat soluble. They're going to be absorbed even better. They're going to do an even better job when omega is on board with them. So again, it's synergy. It's not 1 by 1. It is the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. So we want you to find your gift and to rise up and be part of that integral part in our team abundance. So, okay, well, with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop our recording for the day. Thank you so much for those that are catching us live, and we'll look forward to talking and sharing some more thoughts here as we move forward. Just really, really excited about where team abundance is going and our Buster Genie or legacy. We're thinking maybe that should be like the shepherd, team shepherd. I kind of like that. Julie said that name. So what legacy are we going to leave as part of the Buster Genie or Nyla Mason group? Okay. Love you guys. Thanks.